I do work here, but also I love here, and this isn't Petsmart Lady. Already, this is my first time posting here on this subreddit, so I'll try to keep it concise. I've spent a lot of time enjoying the stories from you all, and I'm happy to be able to contribute. Please excuse any spelling or grammar errors. English is my first language, I'm just dumb. Recently, I have begun a dog walking and pet sitting business that I run out of my house with express permission from my landlord. I've worked with animals for years, and I'm grateful to finally be able to do it for a halfway decent living. That being said, I've been much busier than I anticipated, and as such I've been a little stressed about overextending myself. I even had a nightmare about forgetting that I had to watch a dog, and the dog was left alone at their house for several days. Even though it was just a nightmare, this prompted me to get more serious about my organization and scheduling so I wouldn't miss anything. Nowadays, my schedule is rock solid, and I've been super on top of it. I'll only say that so you guys can understand the immense confusion I felt when my doorbell rang at 2 p.m. on Monday and I heard a dog barking outside. I get my dogs calmed down and answer the door. On my doorstep is an elderly woman, maybe 80 years old, holding a very cute West Highland Terrier. For anyone not familiar, they're the dog on the Caesar dog food package. I'm honestly so confused by her being there that my mouth does not form words. I just sort of stand there opening and closing my mouth like a fish out of water, while my brain is just screaming, "You forgot, you forgot." After a moment, she graciously saves me from myself and talks first. I'll refer to her as LOL for Little Old Lady. LOL, hello, I'm Little Old Lady, and I'm here to drop my dog off for boarding. At this point, I am almost positive that my nightmares have literally come true, and I have straight up deleted a dog from my short-term memory. But as I'm racking my brain, I cannot remember ever seeing this dog or woman before. Hi, who is this little guy? LOL, this is Chico. I was hoping to leave him with you for the weekend while I visit my grandson. Okay, hoping. That's an interesting word. Now I'm less anxious but more confused. Okay, have we spoken about Chico before? LOL, no. But your neighbor Laura said you watch dogs, so I just brought him over. Okay, now this is making more sense. Laura was my previous neighbor who had recently moved out. I'd watched her dogs dozens of times, and she was always very kind to give my name out to people who were looking for dog sitters. Sometimes, however, she did treat me as on-call, in the sense that she would call me as she was pulling out of her driveway to tell me she was leaving for the weekend and I would need to watch the dogs. She would play it off like she was so frazzled and forgot, but it started to get old after the third or fourth time. At this point, I have a little old lady with her energetic dog on my porch, and still more questions than answers, so I invite her in while I try to get to the bottom of it. Come to find out, LOL was a friend of Laura's mother, whom I had never met. Laura had a couple of my business cards at her house, and apparently the last time her mother was visiting, she took a couple of them to give them to her friends. Apparently, Laura inherited her entitlement from her mother, as her mother told LOL I was available any time for dog sitting, literally any time. Worse yet, because Laura was my next-door neighbor, Laura's mom figured out my address and gave it to LOL. Because of that behavior, LOL had the impression that I was a dog boarding facility, and she was just as confused as I was to arrive at a normal-looking house. After we got it all explained, LOL and I had a pretty big laugh about it. LOL was super apologetic and sweet, but I knew it really wasn't her fault, so there was no harm done from her. She was just a sweet old lady who got a little confused. Unfortunately, because I was already booked, I couldn't watch Chico. But good news, LOL determined she could just visit her grandson this weekend, and I went ahead and booked her for it. Chico and my dogs had plenty of time to socialize while LOL and I were chatting, and they were becoming fast friends. I think I may have just fallen backwards into a great client. Still, I was a little miffed, so I called Laura to please ask her mother to not tell people that they can just come by any time. Laura was legitimately confused as to why it was an issue. After a few minutes of going around in circles, I simply said I can't watch any dogs that I don't know and left it at that. While I wish that was the end of it, 2 days later, Wednesday, yesterday at the time of this post, Laura calls me to tell me she has just left her house, and could I please watch the dogs. I gently remind her that she had just moved 3 hours away and I was no longer her neighbor. She just gave a half-hearted "oh" and hung up. God bless her. And top post on the sub of That's Fun. Can I trade up votes for crypto? Also, what is crypto? Thanks, everybody. Glad you enjoyed my tale of dog-based entitlement.
Elderly woman asks me to help her find a nursing bra. This happened about 5 years ago or so. I took my infant son with me shopping at Walmart. I decided to cut through the women's clothing section to bypass a few struggling shoppers taking up the main aisle when I was stopped by an elderly woman. This woman tried to speak to me, but was having some difficulties as her English wasn't all that great. We have a lot of different ethnic groups in my community, and due to my job, I have to interact with people who can barely speak English frequently. I'll paraphrase what she said to me to make this story quicker. Woman, can you please help me? I'm looking for a nursing bra. Me confused as to why an elderly woman needs a nursing bra. Sorry, I don't work here and don't know where they are, but they should be in this general area. Please, can you please help me? Store staff won't help as I don't speak English well. The majority of staff at this store are from her origin country, so either they are totally North Americanized and know little about the language of their family, or they just didn't want to help her. Me trying to wrangle my son into sitting properly in my arms as he didn't want to sit in his car carrier. Sorry, I don't know where to find them, and I don't work here, but I can help you look. Woman, oh, thank you. My daughter just had a baby, and she asked me to get her a nursing bra. I don't even know what it is. I explained what a nursing bra was as I helped her look. Eventually, I found them, as the undergarment section wasn't labeled correctly. Where a sign said nursing breasts were located was actually socks. No big reno or revamp here, just laziness. Woman, can you please help me find her size? She says she normally wears XXX, but she has grown since then. Me not surprising growing that little one in her. Fortunately, I don't know what size she would be now, but this one here says it's more adjustable for women, normally her best size. I'd recommend getting your daughter to try it on before removing the tags and exchange it if she needs a size up or down. Woman, oh, thank you. I knew when I saw you that you would be a big help. I saw your baby in your arms and knew you could help. Staff here aren't very nice. Her grandchild and my son now go to school together. Same class this year, apparently. We ran into each other the other day and she remembered me. Thanks for all the upvotes. Now that we know the kids are in the same class, we are going to try encouraging them to be friends. Oddly enough, my son's teacher sent me a message a few weeks ago saying that the woman's grandson was interested in being my son's friend, but my son wasn't sure how to make friends. I wasn't aware that the child the teacher mentioned was the woman's grandson until the other day. Glad to have made every Wednesday with a lighthearted story amongst all the bad.
Some crazy lady screamed at me for not helping her, despite the fact that I told her numerous times that I don't work at Walmart. She then proceeded to physically assault me. Hey, look, so I normally visit Costco to get my groceries. But when I went there was a big-ass number of people and no parking spaces available. So I noticed the Walmart next door. So I just go there instead since I only have to get a couple things. Big mistake. So I guess apparently my clothes look somewhat like a Walmart employee's clothes. I didn't think so, but this lady did. So I get the stuff I need and I enjoy collecting Lego sets. So I go into the Lego aisle and I choose to get a fire truck. I'm about to leave, but then this lady aggressively grabs me from behind. Now that I think about it, she was probably on something. And she says in an obnoxious tone, "Where are the toy guns?" I then proceeded to tell her, "Well, I'm sorry, but I don't work here." She then aggressively tells me fine. And I tell her she don't need to be so rude. Then she turns around and says, "Excuse me." And I say, "You don't need to be so rude again." So then she starts freaking out and says, "Do you know who you're talking to?" And I just try to walk away. Then she starts freaking out even more, starts screaming and yelling, "Security, come here." So I tell her to please STFU. And she fucking spits on me and calls me a bitch. Like WDF is wrong with her. So then security comes over. I tell them my side of the story and how she spat on me. And she says that I was being an asshole. So then the manager apologized and crazy lady got arrested because spitting on someone turns out to be considered assault. Anyway, crazy Karen is now at the police station and I'm here telling this story. Also, I'm never shopping at Walmart again. That place is crazy.
Check out my other excellent videos